All right, so admit.
Listen. Hey guys, hello. Welcome to the workshop here with Edugo.AI. Yeah, I hope more people can join us today. So yeah, feel free to unmute yourself or turn on your camera if you want to speak. So we're gonna wait maybe a few seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute to see if there are more people gonna join us today. And we have Giorgio here from Edugo AI to share the company, the information, what they do, fancy stuff. AI, right? Very fancy stuff that how that helps with language teachers. And that's why we are here today to learn more about the company and their services. Yeah, hey, and don't hesitate to comment. Comment in the chat. Let us know your questions if you have any, and say hello to others if you want.
Yeah, thanks, James, for having me on. So actually, it will be very interesting to make this kind of workshop also interactive. So to bring teachers in, video, audio, if you want to have questions, especially at the end, because we're going to have a live session. So it will be interesting to you, for me, and also for James, I guess, if you want to jump into the discussion that we're going to have at the end. But maybe during the first 30 minutes, if you have questions, in order to make sure that you don't forget them, you just can type them in the Zoom chat, and obviously we'll address those questions at the end. All right, James, so you want me to give the floor, or how do we want to move forward?
Yeah, for sure. I can get started with a quick introduction of Edugo and Giorgio. Let me see here. Let me just make this post. Somebody is asking for the Zoom link in the group mail.
All right. So let me then let's do in the meantime you share the links.
It's okay. I can start. Very quickly. Yeah, I think it's a very funny story. How I got in touch with Edugo.AI because we came across each other on LinkedIn, and I think the founders of Edugo.AI are also my alumni. They graduate from the same university I went to in Shanghai. I just found very interesting because we kind of in the similar fields, helping language teachers, language schools, and I got in touch with them, and they invited me to do a webinar last month. I really enjoyed their audience, and now I'm inviting them to kind of introduce their businesses to our audience and to share their cool technology, how their technology, their service, the platform offers can help language teachers with their offers, better their teaching, right, marketing. And Giorgio is a co-founder of Edugo AI, a tech company, and also I think a head of brand awareness. That's a cool title. Head of a brand awareness, and I think you guys are gonna learn a lot from him today. As I said, don't hesitate to leave messages, questions in the chat, and hopefully we can provide something very useful for you guys to take away with from this session. Okay, yeah, I think now is yours. No, Giorgio, to take the floor.
Yeah, James, thank you very much, and thank you for sharing also the story how we kind of got in touch, which is obviously the first things that accumulates us was that we both graduated in the same university, Huadong Linguodaxu in Shanghai. Obviously, you come a little bit some years earlier than I and Giuseppe, which is the founder also of Edugo.AI. And they also when we started this company itself, we started around 2017, and obviously since then we were focused specifically on language teaching. We were in Shanghai, and when I say language teaching, I'm referring to to Mandarin language teaching, because we were in Shanghai and we as foreigners wanted to learn Mandarin. And the problem for us as Mandarin learners was that the solutions we were looking at were not kind of fitting our needs as entrepreneurs or as people who, in the meantime, I'm going to admit all the people who are still joining, as entrepreneurs and people who are doing business in China, you know. So we thought, okay, well, let's start a business. Well, in this case, Giuseppe started this idea, this business, or in this company to solve this problem, this need that he had to learn Mandarin in a better. He was like, there is a better way to learn Mandarin. There is a better way to enable teachers to transfer that knowledge, Mandarin language teachers, to transfer that knowledge to me as a learner, because obviously teachers were using different systems like pen and paper, or any kind of other software that was not kind of fulfilling his needs as a learner. So him, Giuseppe in this case, founder, being a tech entrepreneur, it was like, there must be something that I can do about that. Obviously, I joined later on the company, and what we launched at the time was actually a marketplace, a platform where we would match language teachers with Mandarin language learners. And most of those language teachers, in China, Shanghai mostly, they didn't have the expertise to reach foreign students. So what we did is actually build this marketplace of all the teachers who were freelancers, wanted to teach in our platform. And what we will do as a company, we will provide the technology, but also will bring traffic in terms of students in the platform, right? So we'll do this matching of students, of foreign expats, and with the Chinese language teachers. Obviously, those different ways we try to figure out what was the best way. So the problem we're solving is for teachers was not only providing the technology, but also a marketing problem, like how to get students and match them with the teachers. Obviously, at the time, the channel we were using was LinkedIn. I can go that, but this will be out of the scope for this workshop, so I'm not gonna go there how we did it. But so I'm gonna keep the focus on specifically on the technology. So those fast forward, we as a company obviously evolved, start to work with language schools, and most of the language schools, especially during COVID, had to go through this shift from offline to online, so move their language business online, right? So how do you do that? Where do you do the live sessions? How do you manage the bookings? How do you do the create content for your students? How do you match your students of a school with the students that have to perform the live lessons? So all these questions for a language business, established language business, who has teachers, who has management side, was very troublesome to do all in one place, because how they would do it is to use different kind of tech technologies. So we'll use Zoom for the video call, we would use Calendly or Google Calendar for the bookings, and so on and so forth. So what we do as a company, we pivoted and say, okay, we are going to offer you all-in-one solution where you can manage your teachers, you can create courses, content, and you can perform video call lessons, and so on and so forth. So we developed this platform that's enabled to do language schools to do all this in one place. And obviously, forward in the last month, let's say last half a year, we noticed that there is also a shift in terms of single teachers who want, or who are trying to launch their own language business individually online. And the struggles for a single language teacher are a bit different than what it was for a school, but still the need in terms of technology to run your own online language business all in one place was still there. So I guess we're going to talk a little bit. If I might ask you, Ilse, can you please mute your microphone if you don't mind, or whoever didn't, so we can. Thank you. So we can, if you have questions, you can come at the end of the session. So fast forward, we start lately to work with individual language teachers who want to launch their online language business. And the main things that we do is to enable teachers to decrease the time that it needed for them to launch a language course. So if I may ask you before I go forward, maybe you can let me in the chat so also to know you a little bit. What is the language that you teach? And have you ever thought to launch your own language course? And if you have already did, what was the time that it took you to develop this course, the curriculum, and then to launch the course? So please share your a little bit to know a little bit who I'm talking. What is your stage of in terms of your language business? So understand a little bit about that. Please do share this in the comments with me. All right. So in the meantime, I also accept some other people who are joining this live. All right. Karina, would you mind please to mute your microphone? If you don't mind, I'll be super great. Right, so please let me know in the chat, what language do you teach? Have you launched your online language course already, or you just do live session one-to-one? What is the stage of your language business right now? All right, so I see Helena, I'm teaching English as a foreign language. Okay, that's super great. For how long have you been doing? Are you teaching one-to-one, Helena, or have you already launched the course content online, or you're planning to, or you're thinking about doing that? Okay, so I see Jose, legal English and Spanish for interpreters and translators. James, maybe you want to read the comments in the meantime to help me out here?
Sure. Yeah, and also if you don't mind, just keep your mic muted, okay? It'll be really helpful. Yeah, I think most of I can recognize the names and most people here. I think most of them are teaching English as a third language. Sean and Helena. Helena is a Portuguese English teacher. Nicola, working with one-on-one. So Nicola doing one-on-one mostly with groups and want to make a digital course. It's great. Yeah, Allison teaching one-on-one. Been teaching for 20 years. Helena been doing this for 25 years. Gail been teaching English as well. I think most of the teachers here are English teachers.
Yeah.
Joe's legal English and Spanish for interpreters and translators. Great, that's great. That's a great niche. Yeah, it's great.
All right. So I see that someone already is thinking about launching their own language course, or is about to do that. So if I may ask another follow-up questions for teachers, I think Nicola was mentioning that she was working her digital course. What do you feel is the challenge in terms? Does it take a lot of time, or if you are working on it, how much time does it take to you? Or it took to you to develop this language course, and if you can give a little bit more insight into that, so I can tailor also this webinar according to that a little bit, maybe to help you out and give some insights into that. Okay, so in the meantime, I'm gonna accept other two people who are going to join our live. All right, so I'm seeing that, okay, Janet, I've taught English for many years, but I started teaching niche teaching in the architecture industry online a year ago. I have 2 10 years programs for online. So far, I've taken me many months to develop my programs, and I'm still working on it. Yes, Janet, I totally feel you. When we work with language teachers, actually one of the main challenge for them is it takes a lot of time to develop a language course, a digital, in this case, digital product of in terms of a language course. I've heard that some teacher took even 3, 6, or even 12 months. I was like, oh wow, that's a lot, and that's a lot of time. So what we came up with at Edugo is actually to decrease the time that you as a language teacher, using our technology, our white label platform, decrease the time that you need to actually build and launch your language course online. Obviously, for teaching English or for any other language. Right now we cover 7 languages. So what I'm talking about, it's a lot of fluff. So instead of talking, let me share my screen a little bit and go into more visual aspect of what I am trying to say and share with you. Let's see if there are some people in the waiting room. 1 second, I'm gonna admit all, and then I'm gonna share my screen. All right, I think. Okay, so I think everyone.
Yeah, Giorgio, if you want to pass me the host, I can help you with the guest if you want.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna make you host, James. All right, just 1 second. So in case there is other people who are joining, you can.
Yep.
Okay, make host. Just. All right, so you should be able to record
Yeah.
people. All right, so I'm gonna share with you my screen an example of a platform that we usually use for demo purposes, but something similar with that we give to language most of our teachers who are work with us. Can you just enable me to share the screen, James, since you are the host now?
Yep.
All right.
You can share now.
All right, thanks. Okay. All right, so this is just the landing page that it's an example that we use for demo purposes, but obviously we customize this platform to fit a little bit the teacher landing page. So if you have a logo or if you want to customize every aspect of it, we can do that. So you can obviously in this landing page, you can share your courses. You can be yourself as a teacher. Students can, there's a call to action either for students to buy a course or to interact with a free course that you can use as a lead magnet, or to book a live session with you, and so on and so forth. Obviously you can add reviews from your students. So what does it mean? This means that you can actually don't need a website. So if you have you can have your own landing page within our platform. So let me log in and I'll show you the aspect. What does it look inside as a owner of the platform? So what functionality does it have, and how does it enable you to not only create content but also to manage your own school online? So as I mentioned before, I'm going to start, there are some different aspects. So as a school manager, as the owner of this whole platform that enables you to do all in one place, obviously if you do one-to-one live session, you have an agenda where you can open time availability for your students so they can book a live session with you. So for example, this is a past live session that in this case teacher Nicole, which could be you of course, had a lesson, and there is actually a recording, and you can know that okay, this teacher, which is you in this case, had a lesson at this time, and the status of the lesson has been completed, and so on and so forth. So there is a booking system that you don't need anymore to integrate Calendly and so on and so forth. So there is this system that enables you to open time and so on and so forth. So obviously to perform live sessions, students have to purchase, let's say, a package of, could be a set number of lessons. Thus, there is a payment system integrated within the platform. So you can decide to sell a package of 5, 10 or 15 live session, and then you can decide your own pricing. And to do that, the payment is processed through the platform as well, obviously processed through PayPal or any other system. Beside that, there is my school section where you have statistics like how many students have created an account in your platform, so you can keep track of the total amount of students. Also, if you want to grow your business, you can also hire other teachers within your platform. So in this demo account, for example, there are 42 teachers. So students who create an account can book with any of those teachers if you want a live session or a set number of live session as well. And you have other statistics that you know how many students you create an account in your platform last month, this month, and so on and so forth. And obviously there is a track of the payments that you have received, the total amount, the monthly amount, and so on and so forth. Obviously, there is also a CRM part, which is the one that enables you to collect students' information, such as email, which you can use later on for marketing purpose, if you build a newsletter and so on, or if you want to let's say student creates account, they obviously have to leave the email. So, and also the phone number is not displaying here. So you can use this information to retarget those students who have created an account in your platform, to retarget them via email with a personalized course. Then I'm gonna go on the top. Obviously there is a dashboard and there is my chat system that you can interact with the students who have created an account and so on and so forth. In the dashboard, there is 2 sections where you can create a lesson, and then you can package that lesson within the content, or you can have a video call within the students. So you can start the video call from within the platform with the students. This means that you don't need anymore a Zoom integration, so you can rely on the platform to perform live sessions directly. Obviously, the live sessions that you do via our platform is language specific, so you can use a set of tools that are really different than Zoom, because Zoom is not language specific and language focused, but it's whereas our platform is language specific. So if I start this session, I can record the session, I can record the video call session with the student. Obviously, I cannot start because there is no students right now. I can record the key lesson, or I can record or I can share content that I have created beforehand during the live session with the student. So for example, here you can see some, I'm gonna remove my, our faces here, okay. So for example, here is some content I've created before, so I can share this content with the students. So I'm gonna send, obviously I cannot. Okay, so this is an audio I've created. So during the live session I'm having with the student, I say, okay, James, you can please listen to the audio and choose. So the student will listen to the audio and choose, and I'll see in real time how they do these exercises. And there are many type of exercises that you can do during the live session to make this session more interactive, more engaging, and more fun. I know that many teachers also use other tools like, I'm gonna quit this session. Other tools like the whiteboard. So we do also have the whiteboard and other tools to support you during the live session. The thing is that what happens during, once the live session is over, is actually there is a recording of the whole session that the student can view the whole recording. And what our AI system does of that live session you have with the student is actually to generate exercises. So this is an example that I did with teacher Nicole, a live session using our platform. I'm going to record this call. So just imagine you are doing a lesson with your student. In this case, Nicole is the teacher and I'm the student. And I'm going to teach you. And she can use all the tools within the system to, let's say, record the specific sentences that she wants me to practice with once the live session is over. So in this case, she recorded. I have been working in this company for 3 years. So I have been working in this company for 3 years. So these are some examples that she actually took from the live lesson session. So these are like sentences she taught me, specifically because obviously I'm a business developer, work in business development, and she's teaching me that specific language specific skills. Obviously I can watch the whole recording, but the difference is like I can do and I can practice exercises that have been generated by the system. Okay, so let me just press here. That have been generated by the system based on the live session I had with Nicole. So, all right. Okay, view recording. Okay, so 1 second, bear with me. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I may have some Wi-Fi issues. Still seems to be okay. Okay, let me just refresh the page 1 second, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. If you have any questions in the meantime, please shoot them in the Zoom chat. Don't be shy if you don't understand. If Does this make sense? So I'm saying AI and all that stuff. I know that many teachers, I'm like, oh my god, what is this AI or what is this? Many teachers are technophobic. I've heard. I don't know if this is true in this case with you guys. So let me know in the chat if what I'm saying it makes sense or not. Anyway, I'm gonna open a lesson so to show you what are the type of exercise are generated from the live session. So this is like an example that of exercise which is generated based on the live session that student teacher have. So all those exercises teacher can personalize. Students can do those exercises by themselves once the live session is over, and the system obviously will give them feedback. Really? And so on and so forth. All right, so just to give you some... We really need to talk... Okay. We really need to talk about... And there is like different kind of skills that this exercise require the students to practice with. So this is the speaking. Red means it's wrong, or I haven't pronounced it. Green means it's okay. So they can do the live session meaning, and then they can practice all these exercises. We really need to talk about... Okay, so you get the idea, right? All right, so then obviously there is an overview of how many points I did, how much minutes I spent with the content, and so on and so forth. So that's after every live session you do through the platform, a student has this kind of review based on the content you have taught during the live session. So that's one way that many teachers who teach one-to-one increase the retention of students, but also the personalization, because students in this case not only have the content, but they also have not only have the live session, but they also have the content once every live session is completed. So use a system that generates this AI exercise based on the live sessions that you do. And that's more or less the first part, especially for teachers who, and that's what we were doing when we were in Shanghai as a company. We were giving this technology to the teachers, and the expats, foreign expats in China really liked the integration of live session and also content that they could do on the phone. And actually the platform is responsive, meaning that it can be used on the phone. So students, especially busy professionals that we were targeting in China, those students, they were really busy, and they were like using especially the content to practice when they had this pocket of time of 20 minutes, 30 minutes during commute or some other place. And then they obviously will do the live session with the teacher based 1 or 2 times per week. So all this integration of live session and content was something that students never experienced before, and they were converting a lot. And now obviously we enable also other teachers to do the same using our AI technology. Obviously, beside that, what we do is actually enable, with the same technology, we enable teachers to create content and a course content. So let me show you how does it work to create a course. It works really simple. So I mentioned before, we help teachers to decrease the time to create a course. Obviously, in our case, before you create a course, you need to create a lesson. Here are some lesson examples, but I'm going to do one in real time with you. So here I'm going to go in the section of, if you have any question in the meantime of what I'm saying makes sense or doesn't, or if you have like, or show me, actually it'll be interesting to learn how do you integrate with your live session the content that students obviously have to review. Do you share with them the recording after the live session that you do with your students, or do you share any other content like PDFs, PPTs, or something else for them to practice or do homework? Please let me know in the chat. It will be interesting to learn also from you, obviously. I'm open to new ideas all the time. Okay, so don't be shy, do that. So I'm in the stage, as I mentioned, to show you and how does it work, the course creation part, and how teachers are leveraging this this part to drive traffic to the platform. So one thing is, first, before create a course, you have to create some lessons. And in the order to create a lesson, you can obviously use give to the platform different kind of input. If you have video content, you can upload it, and the platform will obviously automatically generate exercises with the video content. Or if you, let's take an example of short audios in this case. So I'm gonna use audio content for the purpose of this demo. So let's call this lesson demo James. I'm not gonna upload a thumbnail. I'm just gonna skip this part to do it quickly. So I'm gonna call this lesson for James or whatever. So now obviously I have to give an input to the platform and tell what kind of content I want to teach to James. Let's pretend James doesn't know English at all, and James is an entrepreneur, and I want to build a very personalized lesson for him. James is an entrepreneur working with language teachers. Okay, so I'm trying to personalize some things, some sentences, or some example of sentences that James can learn and use here for himself when he wants to introduce his business and so on and so forth. James is from China, but now he lives in Boston. Is that correct, James, by the way? Boston, right?
That's true.
All right. All right, so now this is like some input, some examples. Obviously, I can create much more. I can give to the system many more sentences, but I'm gonna just stick with this for the purpose and the time management reasons. And I'm gonna press next. And obviously the system now will tell me, okay, which words do you want to James to learn or to focus on, or the system to create exercises with. Obviously here is teaching Italian, but it can be different kind of combination of language. It could be English to German or any other combinations. Here is teaching English to Italians. Obviously James is it's not Italian, but you get the point, right? So I'm gonna select some words, and I press next, and like magic now the system is automatically generating these exercises. Obviously the exercises are very simple, like here are some example. Obviously lower level you go, there is like more difficulty, and here is the exercise category. It's varying that are generated, and the difficulty as well. So here are the sentences. James is an entrepreneur working with language teachers. So students will have to listen to the whole sentence and then type the whole sentence in English, and the system will tell him if it's correct or not, and so on and so forth. So let's say I pretend that these exercises are okay. Obviously you can edit, you can increase the difficulty, you can add many things on top of those, but I'm not gonna do that right now because it will take us a little bit more time. But let's pretend it's okay, and this is the final result in terms of exercises that the system have created. So create vocabulary, listening, speaking, and reading type of exercises. So I press finish lesson, and I've created this first lesson, right? And obviously I can go then create a course which could be, let me upload a quick thumbnail, because otherwise I'll not be able to. Okay, so I'm gonna upload this one. Okay, so just bear with me. 1 second. It's not the best thumbnail I have uploaded, but I think it will do. All right, so upload the thumbnail. I can upload the I'm gonna give a title to this course. Obviously I can give subtitle, description, put it in a category. let's put this speaking category. I press next. Then I decide, okay, I want this course to be a one-time purchase. So James will have to, let's say, pay $50. Let's say now I have to add the content. I created the container. Now I have to add the content within this course. So I can add either just content or content and live session within this course. So let's say I'm gonna add content. I created, remember before I create this demo, James lesson, I've called it, which was audio based. So I added it here. Let's say I want James in this course to be also able to do live session, not only content. So I'm gonna press add a video call. Obviously the video call is 15 minutes, but it can be personalized to according each teacher how much they want to teach. The live session could be 30, 45 minutes. Let's add another content session. So as you can see, one is content, one is live session, one is content, and so on and so forth. So you can go like this and build a course very easily like this. I'm gonna unlock this, meaning that even though the course I put $50, this will be for free. The student will be able to interact with this lesson for free. So I press next, and then I publish the course. All right, so I go in the course section, and here is the course. Obviously, it tells I can open the preview of this course, and that's how more or less how it looks like. No enrollments yet, and with teacher availability. Here, James also will see how much availability. So that's how the course looks. Obviously, I didn't put the thumbnail of the lesson, but as you can see, that's the structure of the course. The first lesson, and so on and so forth. So let me go back, and I want to make this a little bit interactive. So I say I've created a course, and I want to share this course on a LinkedIn DM to James. Say, James, hi, I've created this course for you. The first lesson is for free. So I'm gonna press share course. Okay, let's remove my face. 1 second. Copy the link, and I'm gonna share this link in the chat. So all of you actually can press. Maybe James, you want to share the screen and show us how does it look for you as a student?
You mean we're on my LinkedIn, or what is it?
No, I shared this link of the course. So you can press on the link and share the screen and show a little bit as a student. Imagine I'm a teacher and say, hey, James, I've created this course for you, and send you the link, right? You could be on, I can send this DM on LinkedIn, I can send it on Instagram, or even I can create some paid ads, right? But that's how James as a student sees. As you can see, James, the first lesson is for free. So you actually can do the first lesson if you want. The demo James is written. So it's actually content based, and you can actually practice with it. You can do the exercises that I've created. Go ahead and don't be shy, practice with them. Just to show a little bit.
Okay, so I'm supposed to speak, right?
James is an entrepreneur working with language teachers. All right, so you first listen and then you do the speaking, yeah.
Okay.
And then you go on, and then so on and so forth. And
gotcha.
You can go on, don't worry, just go on and do the other exercises and just really quickly.
Oh, that's the second one.
Yeah, exactly.
Press to listen.
James is from China, but now he lives in Boston.
And press speak. James is from China, but now he lives in Boston. Right, that's it?
Yeah, and James from China, but now system just asks you to please wait, and then you'll give you the feedback and show you which one is red, meaning that you have to a little bit tweak on the, now maybe you have to pronounce it louder, right? And then you go next skill, and so on and so forth.
Next skill.
Obviously, as I mentioned, this is for Italians. So you are not Italian, but for this platform, yeah, you just skip. Feel free to do that. So all these exercises that you do, and you give some value ahead already to James. In this case, as a teacher, you create your course and you can press create profile. So The idea is like you build this course and you use it as a lead magnet, and James experiencing some value that you have created in, I don't know, 5 minutes. And James, okay, this course is content. Now I want actually to go to the next level and actually book a lesson with the teacher and do further ahead. So what you do is actually you buy the course. In order to buy the course, you have to create an account, and meaning that the teacher, you as a business, you owning the platform, you will have the email and so on and so forth. So that's like a one way to build that we have leveraged in order to enable teachers to build their language course. You can go ahead and press book. As you can see, in order to do further, you have to enroll in the course. In order to enroll in the course, you have to purchase the course, right? And in order to purchase the course, you have to create an account if you haven't yet. So that's more or less how we enable to teacher to use content and build this lead magnet. And then obviously students do the free lesson. You can be all the course could be free that you can leverage as a lead magnet, or just the first lesson, then you convert students into paying customers if they want to do the live session with you. Okay, James, thank you for sharing this. Also, if you're a language teacher, you can check out and see the link I've shared with you in the Zoom, so you can understand a little bit the experience of the student. How does it work like? And that's more or less the overview I wanted you to share with you. And what does this enable you as a language teacher to do is to decrease the time, because in this case, you don't have to build, I don't know, 20 lesson content and 20 live session unless a student has paid for the course. So what you can do in this case for James, just build the first lesson really well with a really nice title and give it for free. And the other one, you can keep them empty. So you launch that course within a week or within a day, and every day you can test with different kind of course and see which one converts more, which one student are pressing the buy button and purchasing the course. And once they purchase that course, you can actually go further and upload other kind of content personalized to the student needs and so on and so forth. So this way you can flip the way most language teachers create content, which is they create a big, massive language course with a lot of content, and then they push or try to sell it. And most of the time this doesn't work. With using our own technology, we enable to shift it. So instead you build just one lesson, and the other one you can leave them empty, and you can add a live session, but you don't build other content unless you have paying clients in terms of students. And once you have paying clients, you add the other content. And this obviously you can do it within one day. So you mitigate the effort in terms of time and money that you can spend on launching your own language course online. All right, I've been talking a lot, but I guess we can jump into the Q&A session. James, what do you think?
Yeah, sounds good to me. I do see some good questions in the chat if you want to start from there.
All right, just give me 1 second. In the meantime, you want to read the question. I'm gonna have to plug my computer. Just 1 second. You just can read out loud the question. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. If we want something, yeah, I think there's a good question from from Daniela, right? Sorry. Do you have to press record to record the class? Can both teacher and students see recordings if there a limit on storage for class recording? These are good questions. Yeah.
All right, I'm trying to plug my computer, but being in an Airbnb, just give me 1 second. Yeah, so that's actually good questions. So the one in charge of the recording of the session is the teacher. So usually is the teacher the one who, before they start the session, there is a pop-up, and the teacher is required if he or she wants to record the session. And this it's not much on the student side, it's more on the teacher. And recording the session enable the AI system to generate exercises once the session is over. So if you don't record the session, then the AI system will not have content to generate exercises at the end. And obviously the recording is it's available, especially for the students and also for the teachers if they want to watch it to improve their teaching style and see, maybe they rewatch and see what are the knowledge gap of the students and to prepare better for the next session. So I hope I answered to your question. Where I don't remember who asked this question, but yeah.
Okay. There's another one. Okay, there's another one. Let me see. Okay, you see that the content is automatically created from the video. As a teacher, can we modify any of the automatically generated contents if we want something a little bit different?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we know that obviously, even when you teach languages, you have to personalize the content according to the level of the students, and also I would say also the requirements of what language the student it's focusing on. So I know that you, James, obviously teach a lot of teachers and focus on specific niches. So teaching like lawyers or professional in the medical industry and so on and so forth. And actually, when we were in Shanghai, we optimized our platform for German expats who were in the automotive industry. So our teachers were using our platform to personalize the content and create specific exercises with content for that specific language needs. So Germans who wanted to learn Chinese for in the automotive industry. So to answer to Allison's question, I think it was, yes, teachers have a high degree of ability to personalize the content and the language that is exercise that are generated by the system. So I didn't show you, but there was an edit button, so you could modify each exercise, all of them, delete them, or add even more, many other exercises that I didn't show you today because of time management issues.
There are another two. Can you create folders for each student that they have access to?
I'm not sure if I understand the question. What does it mean, folders?
Yeah, it's
Like,
from Gail. Gail, if you wanted to maybe elaborate a little bit. Are you still there, Gail?
Yeah, I was just wondering, because at the moment I have my students, when I finished, I send their slides to a platform I'm on already, and they have their own individual folders, so only they see the work.
Oh yeah. So yeah, well, so okay, so let's dissect a little bit the question. I think you're mentioning, okay, I have PPT slides and PDF. So the first is like question, I guess, can I upload this and then share separately to each student different slides? I guess that's the question. I guess that's what you're trying to
yes,
do, right?
some sort of storage, yeah.
All right, yeah. So that's in the system. When I create a lesson, I've used the audio template, but there is a custom template which enables you to generate upload PPT or PDF and create a lesson using that kind of material, and then the lesson can be shared with a link, the same way that the course I shared with you with the link. So you can generate a link of a lesson and share it individually as you to each student. So yes, to answer to your question, yes, this is possible. But
can you upload PowerPoint and things like that?
Yes, you can do that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Gail, for your question. Right, I think we have 3 more minutes, James. We want to address some other questions.
Yeah, I think that's all the question I see from the chat. And anyone who have any other questions, feel free to either leave in the chat or speak if you want. For Giorgio can help you.
I think there is a question from Jeanette. I'm sorry, Janet. I have a hard time to pronounce your name. I guess it's Schwerzerhoff.
Yeah.
Schwerzerhoff.
You do a better job than I can do.
Okay, so Janet is asking, I teach English in Ukraine. I love to teach in person, but now with the war, I'm so sad. My students are all over Europe. My students are all Ukrainian, Russian speakers. I used to have lots of Korean students, but they fled back to Korea before the war started and I didn't want to continue. I also do learn English at a private school, which also stopped on February 24. I also had a math program in English with about 60 kids. Okay, that's not a question, I guess.
Yeah, so about that, Jeanette, no, you can always reach out to Koreans, right? Koreans.
Yeah, so unfortunate, we are limited in terms of language we support. So we support teachers who teach English, Italian, Portuguese, answering to Helena question, who was asking Portuguese, French, German, almost all the European language plus Chinese. That's more or less at the current stage our system, AI system supports in terms of enabling you to teach and create exercises using those languages.
Yeah, there's a question from Suzanne. What is the cost to the teachers to use your platform, I guess? Yeah.
Then you are in the right place. So being part of James' program, also James group, and we did this live session in partnership. So actually, for if you are interested, I'm gonna share with you a link right now. So for teachers who are interested in the platform, we have 3 months free of subscription. So you can, if you want to grab this 3-month free subscription, you can fill in this form, and just then obviously our team, me or somebody else will follow up with you. And as I mentioned, it's 3-month free subscription. After the 3 months, there we work on based on the revenue share model. So you still will not pay a subscription, but there will be a revenue share that based on the amount you generate, you give us or there's be a retained of a certain percentage. Obviously, we can follow up with that in details. If you're interested further to explore this opportunity.
Yeah, just to make it clear, everyone gets a 3 months free. So if you want to try it out, I know Giorgio shared a lot of details today, but it's gonna be you guys to play around. You get 3 months for free. After that, I think the model they're running at Edugo.AI is like a revenue share model. So you don't pay them until you make money, they take share from it.
Yeah, basically you pay when you start to generate money, or you start your language business that we support you with starts to generate money. You share with us a fee, and we can follow up on that. I guess Suzanne, I know who was asking that, who I don't remember. All right, I think more or less we covered a lot. James, thank you for inviting me. So if you are interested, again, just fill in the link and me or somebody else from our team will follow up with you. James, thank you very much again for inviting me to this session.
Yeah, thanks, really great. Thanks for spending time here. And I know some of you might not be 100% clear with this technology. Feel free to find Giorgio on LinkedIn. Do you mind sharing your LinkedIn?
Yeah, let me share my LinkedIn. That's
always, yeah, you can always ask him questions. And also the 3 months free, right? It just doesn't hurt to try it. If it helps, use it. If it doesn't help, no, don't worry about it, right? So
exactly. There's no commitment. If you want after 3 months, you think that this is not for you, it's not going to help your language business in any way. And I don't know much about your language business, so I cannot say if it will or not. But if you want to try, we can just fill in the link. And this is my LinkedIn as well, if you want to connect with me over there. And I give some tips about language businesses for language teachers and share some content. So if you want to connect with me there as well, feel free to reach out and keep in touch. Thank you, James, again.
Thanks for your time, Giorgio. I think that's it for today. don't hesitate to reach out to Georgie for questions. And I hope this helps. And a very cool technology. I hope it helps. And definitely give me some feedback as well. Share in the group how you guys like it. If it helps, let us know. If it does not help, maybe the feedback can help them to improve as well.
That's
thank you guys
always
for joining
welcomed.
And thanks Giorgio for your time today. Okay, it's great. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye from
Bye.
Warsaw.
Bye bye.